Welcome everybody to Graph Expo Day 2. Yay! We're doing tonight. This morning. Tonight. Oof! It's been a long one already. I know it's crazy. This morning we're just going to do a series of 3 one-on-one interviews, just to get to know some members of the community, some members of the Alliance that aren't as familiar to everybody. That some of the bigger names are. Quite frankly, looking at that banner, there's some pretty well-known names here. But Adfos, in certain circles, is certainly well-known. But in others, we need to get a little more awareness out there. So I call you Johnny P, because I have Palazzo. Is that how you say it? Palazzolo. I was halfway.
Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
I was sort of close. Palazzolo. First of all, thank you so much for joining the Alliance this year.
Thanks for having me.
You're totally awesome. We were sending out information about you, and I was like, it's not rocket science, it's print science, because you're curing at the speed of light. Drying and curing at the speed of light. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Adfos first, and then we'll delve a little deeper into your new products.
Sure. Thank you so much. So Adfos, again, our tagline is drying and curing at the speed of light. What that means is we are actually using light as a thermal energy source to dry inks, coatings, adhesives. Again, in this industry, time is money. In any industry, time is money. So what we're using is actually this light source to dry and cure inks at very, very high speeds, so that our customers can run faster, get more production out of their existing equipment than what they're doing today.
And this kind of brings us to your new technology, which is pretty groundbreaking, as I understand it, regarding working with inkjet, correct?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that and who it directly applies to as well?
Will do. So again, as I said, we're really drying inkjet, and so this is in a couple of different areas. So this would be a mailer, for example, who has inkjet lines, and they're again doing addressing, inkjetting on pre-printed mail pieces, for example, and our technology will allow them to print on more substrates. So again, particularly some of these mailers, they don't know what the substrate is because they didn't maybe print it. Right. So they have difficulties and issues printing on aqueous overcoats and that's kind of those kind of applications. So we help them to run their lines faster, and then from there, then we also have all the inkjet presses that are out there today. Our specialty is, and we work with many of the OEMs, Kodak, Ricoh, and many others, to help them, because it is actually kind of rocket science. Right. When you think about inkjet, particularly white paper in inkjet, you're literally putting liters of ink on paper that is 95% water, and you need to get rid of all that water. So our technology allows us to get rid of that water very, very quickly in a very, very small space, again, so they can run their presses faster.
Now, you just mentioned a couple companies, but you didn't mention HP, and I thought you just had a recent press release about some HP customers buying your equipment.
Yes, we did. Actually, what had happened was a couple of HP's customers who have, one of them is Elanders in Germany. They have a T230 press, and they had come to us and they were wanting to run on some high gloss stocks, but with the existing dryers that were in place, they weren't able to do that. So they came to us and said, hey, can we augment the dryers that we have on our press now and run our presses faster? So what we did was we went with them and literally almost doubled the speed that they were able to run their inkjet press on this coated stock. So again, we're retrofitting existing presses out in the field with our technology.
And you mentioned before about drying faster obviously saves time. Do you collect case studies about ROI or anything like that regarding proving that faster drying increases revenue?
We do. Matter of fact, the one company, there's another company also in Europe that came to us. They have a T360 press, and they came to us again with a very similar situation where they were running to run their press faster. And now we're not at liberty yet to disclose who that customer is, but what we did do is, as we again worked right alongside with them, And the ROI, there was two primary factors that led to a fantastic ROI. One was the amount of electricity that we use. So we actually were able to cut their electricity consumption by greater than 50%.
Wow.
So save them a lot of money in electric costs. And then the second thing is where we actually installed our technology in the press. It enabled them to use a commodity grade paper instead of the more expensive inkjet paper. So with the amount of money that they saved in electricity, along with all of the money they saved using a commodity grade paper, their ROI for a fairly significant investment was less than 6 months.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. How can people get in touch with you? But before that, is there anything else you want to say about your company, about the show, anything else? And then let people know how they can get in touch with you.
Sure, thanks.
And what booth you're in, just to clarify. I had a little problem with a booth number mix-up. Sorry, everybody.
So again, it's funny. She says, it's not rocket science, but actually, it a little bit is rocket science because, again, of the amount of water that we're having to remove from these papers. And again, our technology, there's nobody like it. Frankly, it's almost in comparison to other companies out there are using, we'll say, conventional oven technology. So right. Great to warm up pizzas. And I like pizza. My last name is Palazzolo, right? I'm all about pizza. Hey, da buongiorno. But when it comes to drying high-speed inkjet, the technology that we use and how we do it, there's no one in the industry who does it the way that we do it, truly.
Which is why you're in the Alliance. Right?
Which is absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay. So how to get a hold of us, obviously website always works, adfosna.com. That's usually the easiest way. There's links on there that you can send me emails. We do have a booth, location 2252.
2252.
I feel like I'm on, American Idol. Yeah. 2252. Right. So definitely come and visit us. Go to our website. And again, if you're wanting to increase your production speeds, reduce your energy costs, print on more substrates, we can help you do that with your inkjet.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
Really
Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you.
So we're going to keep rolling. And we're going to bring up Robert Hunt from Print Supply app. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Deborah.
Nice shirt. It looks great. Much better. Okay, everybody. You probably do not recognize this man at all because he's one of the behind-the-scenes people of the industry. This is Robert Hunt, and he created the free Print Supply app for print professionals and design professionals. From the moment I saw it, I was completely obsessed with the proportion wheel. And I started sending Robert emails that I cannot stop playing with this thing, and we developed a nice partnership which grew into a friendship. I'm currently the president of the Vincent Hunt fan club. That's his son. This kid is adorable. Your other kid is adorable too, but I have a special heart for my place in my heart for my Vincent. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the app itself and then the new amazing stuff you've just done to relaunch it.
First, I'd like to thank Chris Price and the rest of his team for allowing me to be here today. Then I'd like to thank Deb for doing what she does in the Printerverse. She very much keeps print alive and well. So thank you for everything you do, and your shows on Wednesday are awesome. So Print Chat on Wednesdays.
Thank you.
So the app came out in 2012, and it really was just an idea from myself being in the pre-press world for over 20 years now, and various jobs I had, we would have material all over the shop that was used for calculating measurements, or could be, like Deb said, a proportion wheel that you never knew who borrowed last, or a fraction converter that maybe was wore out from hanging on the wall for 20 years. So the original concept came from just that, just putting all the information in one app, having it be a multifunctional app. And in 2012, a lot of the apps that were out were single purpose. So if you needed a QR code reader, you would download a QR code reader app, and that's all it did. So our thought process was to take multiple functions and build it into one usable app for the industry. About a month ago, we rebranded the entire app, and we added some additional features like creep calculators, and upped our game with the envelopes. We got a lot of that content from Western States, which is our sponsor. So thank you to them. And we also reached out to Trish at Fold Factory and got a tremendous amount of information about folds that, quite frankly, you would have a very hard time finding on any other mobile device. So that's where the new release is. The Android release will be out in the winter, so we're looking forward to that. And every day we're developing new ideas and coming out with some new features. And the next release will really be adding a very valuable feature as well. So.
Now, you don't often like to talk about this, but it's important that people understand how many people are using your app. I know that when you switched over to Apple, you might have lost some of your statistics, but to the best of your knowledge, how many print and design professionals have downloaded your app?
So we never really lost the information from Apple. What happened was the new release included, we moved our technology over to a parse mainframe. And what that means is now we can track users' movements much more better than we ever were before. Apple does offer analytics to a certain extent, but then you have companies like Parse that come in and really take it to the next level. How long did this user stay on that page? Who clicked the banners? Why did they exit the app so quickly? So we're using these analytics to really build a better experience for our sponsors, and just to give them a better heads up of what's popular, what's not, what's working for users, and where we can improve the app. So today we have we're closing in on about 17,000 installs. 75% of our installs are Apple-based, and that's really why we do all the iPhone releases first, and then Android follows. We're in over 100 different countries, so the app has really found its place, and and again, we hope to improve on that. And a lot of the improvement comes from industry experts, and it's really dealing with people that know a lot more about some areas that I don't. So I really count on them to help improve the app. And again, it's an educational, informational-based tool that you may not use every day, but we are building it so you will use it every day.
So 17,000 users, built-in audience on this app, and now in order to keep it a free resource to the community, and also now that you could provide extra value to your partners, how can people get in touch with you to actually get involved and get their information on your app? And what type of information are you looking for? Who are the right partners for you? This way you don't have a bunch of people contacting you that you would never include.
So the best way to get in touch with us is we have a website, printapply.app.com, and that is really just the hub for the app in case anybody's looking to reach out to us, maybe has some questions, would like to see what improvements they would like to see. So that's where everyone can reach us. I'm all over Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Again, those are resources that you can certainly find us at. So areas that we're looking to improve on, we are certainly looking to build on the digital print sector of the app. That would be just adding information and just educating users about the importance of digital printing, and it could touch on variable data printing. It could touch on, the return on investments for direct mail. So really, I'm reaching out to anybody that has a lot of information about the digital print. I'm also looking for large format partners, just to kind of give some education about the benefits of large format. Some of the tools are out there that can, help users understand, hey, if I'm going to get into the large format, what should I expect? I'm also looking for web-to-print partners, educating the community about web-to-print. What are some of the tools out there? Who can they contact? What should they expect if that's something they want to get into? And the next big release is going to include a job board. So we haven't really announced that yet, so You were first.
Exclusive.
So we've already made a deal with one of the largest placement agencies, and just spent a good amount of time with him yesterday. And once we work out some kinks, I'll have another press release that describes that. And we're not really here to compete with the LinkedIns or the Indeeds. What we're really looking to do is, my user base, just cater to my user base. Maybe somebody got laid off and they're looking for a new job. Maybe there's a company that wants to post a job at an affordable rate and actually get analytics behind that. So I'm not really sure if LinkedIn offers those types of analytics or user base, but that's something that sponsors can certainly bank on, that we will be providing analytics, in-depth details of how long people are visiting and what pages they're actually looking at.
I mean, LinkedIn is LinkedIn. It's a big, giant corporate thing. It's great for, giant companies that want to use a vetting process like that. But peer-to-peer and smaller companies, don't really need to pay that much money to get exposure. And, having a LinkedIn group, I know that they do try to bypass that system by posting free jobs and posting posts. So this is just another outlet for them to do that with. So I just want to thank you very much for everything you've done for everybody in the community. I really appreciate it. Print Media Centr has been a part of this app pretty much almost from the beginning, and I've never stopped supporting it. I've let you have full-time jobs, and I banged you on the head and said, let's go, let's get this thing moving. Right. But you have, it's incredible where it's come from now, and I just want to thank you very much for everything you do for everybody. And please support the people who support us. Robert Hunt, Print Supply.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we have Trish Witkowski coming up. Don't forget your water. Let's switch our little signs. Yeah. Trish gets 2 signs because she's special. No.
Hi.
Trish Witkowski. I just had breakfast with Trish Witkowski. Everybody should have this experience. Daniel Dejan is here. He probably understands what I mean. Everybody should have Trish's breakfast experience. Yeah, she's a great breakfast. Someone came over and said, I have a weird order. I'm like, yeah, not even remotely close to what has just happened here. Not even close. It's rare that I sit here with someone who literally needs no introduction, but yet I'm going to introduce you anyhow. Trish Witkowski, Fold Factory, new initiative, Rock the Mailbox. You always associate Trish with Fold Factory, but soon you're going to really associate her with both of these brands, quite frankly. I don't even know what to say. She's a phenomenon. She's phenomena. She really is. There's nobody who doesn't want to get information from Trish Witkowski, so let's get some information from her now. Tell us a little bit about. Everybody knows about Fold Factory, so let's move this a little.
We've got some very new things.
Yeah, let's move this conversation further.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell us about the new stuff going on at Fold Factory, and then we'll go to Rock the Mailbox.
Okay.
And also what you're doing at the show, so people know.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so it's great to be here. Thanks, Deborah, for bringing me in. So there's a lot going on at Fold Factory. We made a very big step this year. We've been working on this for months and months. And Fold Factory just launched a brand new site, and just like quite literally 4 days ago. So you're all the first to know. And we're now offering die lines, folded paper samples, and we're also offering the ability to download the die lines, do your layouts, upload them, and digitally print. And we'll print, fold, and ship. So all specialty formats. We're launching with 24 amazing formats, and starting in October, we're going to be launching 1 new format a week indefinitely. We've also got a holiday line coming out for creative holiday card ideas, and we're just, kind of breaking new grounds in the web to print area. We're really, for me, it's been, we've had a lot of demand for people seeing things on Fold of the Week and then wanting, to have a sample for themselves, and not being able to, I could never provide that, So it's exciting to, break new ground and provide these services for everybody. So
let me just interject for 1 second. When you said print, fold, and ship, Can you get into the print part for this for a second?
Yeah, so we're actually printing on HP 10,000 digital presses, so they have that huge, that B2 sheet size, almost 20 by 30. So we can do all sorts of really cool specialty formats and things. We're also really grateful to Sappy Fine Paper. They're doing they're providing the paper for all the folded paper samples that we're offering at the site as well. So we've got some amazing things that we're doing, which is, I don't know, I'm just so excited about it.
Me too, and every time you say Sappy, I just smile.
Yeah.
And you can't see, but Daniel Dejan is sitting over there, so it's always happy to see him sitting in the audience. How can people find out about how to get these products from you?
So they can go to thenewfoldfactory.com. I also want to announce that our template builder, so the Fold Factory template builder that we're famous for, it's our dynamic template builder. It used to be a subscription service, a paid subscription service. We are now offering it for free. If you create a free Fold Factory account, our template builder is for free. So check that out as well. Unlimited downloads. So
Daniel's upset that it's for free, just so you know. And I just realized I could use this microphone instead of passing this one on. I should have had a little more coffee this morning. This makes it a little easier, doesn't it? Okay, so Rock the Mailbox.
Yes.
Now, let's be honest. Last year we did a presentation on Rock the Mailbox.
Yes, we did.
Last year we had some signage for Rock the Mailbox. No, I'm just saying. I mean, let's put it out there.
Yep. No.
Things happen, and let's discuss it. So, if Trish Rakowski has a problem with the launch, so what made you stop, reassess, and then tell us about, I don't want to say it's Rock the Mailbox 2.0 because it's really not, it's still growing, but you have a new vision for it a little.
Yeah, so I'm so glad you asked about this because that's true. I did a soft launch of the beta version of Rock the Mailbox at Graph Expo last year, here. Exclusively here. And what we determined over those first couple of months was that there was some clunkiness in our UI. We just felt like the experience wasn't as intuitive as it really needed to be. And so we really quite literally stopped everything. And we hired a UI UX firm to go through the system and to just redesign the experience, not the back end, but the front end experience. And then we also did some really cool features. We combined our map feature with our search results, which you couldn't do before. We did we've got contextual ads now, which, your ads can be related to where the search results are.
So you're like Trish and Google.
Yeah, so we definitely kind of rethought, stopped. We just realized that it wasn't to our standard, like where we wanted it to be. There were too many questions. There were too many kind of issues in people not being able to find what they needed. And what we also did was, in the first iteration, you had to kind of pick which category you were looking for. You could say, well, I'm looking for, formats or, mail services or whatever. And we determined that, if you're an industry insider, you know where to look. But if you're a marketer, you're not an industry insider, and you just want to mail something, you just have a question in your head. I need to find somebody to print my mail, right? So we changed the UI to kind of major themes to help people get closer and closer and closer without needing that industry expertise of knowing where to look. And so the UI is just light years ahead of where
user interface, user
experience. Yep, UI UX. Yep, interface and experience is completely just upgraded. It's pretty amazing. So the new one is live now.
Rockthemailbox.com.
Rockthemailbox.com. We have We've pre-populated the database to start it. We've got about 1,000 in. We've got another 1,000 that are going to be loaded in.
So hold on. You're saying you have 1,000 direct mail resources available to everybody.
Yes.
Searchable with a new user-friendly experience. Free to the world on rockthemailbox.com.
Yes, and we've got another 1,000 coming in.
Was that a good
that we're going to be loading
reiteration of people wake up and get on the website?
Yeah, and we've been really looking at our database. We've got another 1,000 that are about to come in that are ready to go into the database. And then we also kind of looked at strategically different areas of the world as well. Like we loaded another 200 from Canada. We've started to kind of look. Initially, we've kind of skewed U.S., but we're looking for a global representation. So we got several hundred from Canada. We're starting to kind of take different sections of the world and trying to populate those as well. And then anybody who's not in it but who's in the mail mail space and wants to be in it can just apply. You just apply. It's just we are looking. We're actively searching to fill our database and to get people.
When when you say apply, you mean just fill out like your company information, and if you feel it's right for the site, you'll put it up there.
Yes, so we're a curated community. So anybody who is in the mail space legitimately, we will take a look at your application. It's very simple. We just look at your site. We make sure you're legit, all that. And then we give you your profile page. But we curate that. So people have to apply, otherwise you get a lot of noise. And so part of the goal of Rock the Mailbox is a noise-free search. So, and very specific to the topic. So.
And as a community, as a user, do I have to register? Do you want any of my data?
So anybody can search it for free. However, if you want to, for example, see all the contact information, if you want to manage, so we give you the ability to flag your favorite companies and manage them in your account so that you don't have to keep searching for the things that, what was that company that I liked last time? So we let you, you can favorite and manage those. You can see the contact information. We also have a contact form that you are allowed to use as a member that can reach out to a company that's in the database. So you have to have an account to do that. But it's free. It's free to have an account. It's just we do need to pull that. And you can also, by the way, log in through social. So you can click a button and log in through LinkedIn and you're fine.
Okay, so that makes
easy
it,
breezy.
it makes it very simple for everybody. So what are you doing here at the show? Well, first of all, thank you. That's an amazing resource for everybody. Both of them. Congratulations. I almost feel like, why do I say congratulations to Trish? Everything she does turns to gold. So I'm just happy to sit next to her sometimes. And by the way, I can't believe there's not like 3,000 photographers here right now. I mean, you and I sitting next to each other could create quite a stir sometimes. But it's just one lucky guy with the camera. You have the exclusive, Mr. Paparazzi. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing here at the show and where people can find you, and then how they can get in touch with you on social media, and then we'll sign off.
Okay, well, thanks for asking. So I've got a pretty crazy fun day today. I'm presenting at the AccuZip booth. I've got an event at 1 o'clock and an event at 3 o'clock.
Do you happen to know what booth number that is?
Oh, off the top of my head, it's like 14...
we'll find it. AccuZip.
Something like that.
If you're at the show, the AccuZip booth.
Yeah. And then at 4 o'clock, I'll be at the HP booth showcasing the new Fold Factory. I've got samples
from
and video
Trish.
and all sorts of stuff. So that's at the HP booth. And then tomorrow at 2:15, I have another AccuZip presentation. So just...
Are you coming here for the HP lunch at noon?
I believe so.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's on my calendar. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Again, we had a lovely breakfast with you, had a lovely interview with you. It's always a pleasure seeing you. And before you go, I need to show you something really cool that we just got. Actually, there they are. We're calling them the Headbandians. Pull that out. They're Scodified.
Oh, I love
Just put it on.
Okay, I will.
Yay, Trish has the antennas on. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks, everybody.
My pleasure.
And we'll start our first morning panel at 11. Thanks so much, everybody.